If you can remember, in the first episode, we had just traveled to Texas to pick up the Mustang Bullitt. In the second episode, we'll be driving the car home and we'll be discussing any of the problems that I've had with the car since ownership. And also we'll be doing a complete photo review of the car. As you can tell from the window sticker, this 2019 Mustang Bullitt is fully loaded. It has every option that you could possibly get. It comes with the Bullitt electronics package, which includes the cross-traffic alert system, the B&O premium 12-speaker audio system, which has also the voice-activated touchscreen navigation system, and which all function flawlessly. Also, there is a front license plate bracket that comes with the car, which I don't have attached. Plus, it has a unique car cover. And also comes with the $1,695 MagneRide damping system. The ride back to Arizona was pretty much uneventful. However, the driver's side seat back support kept giving way on the right-hand side. And once I got back to Arizona, I contacted the Ford dealer and they took the seat to a place called Urbina's in Mesa, Arizona. And what they found was that the backrest seat frame was actually broken and they had to replace that. Plus there was a broken seat belt strap rivet. So all that was taken care of free of charge. After having bought over 50 vehicles in my life, I must say that these Mustang seats are spot on. It's the first time I've ever been able to ride in a car all day long and not get like a backache or a side ache. So thumbs up to Ford Motor Company for building the best seats I've ever sat in. Another issue that I'm having with the driver's side seat is its ability to memorize where the seat position was. And I'm not sure why from time to time it will not remember the exact position, but the next time I bring the car into Ford, I'm going to have them take a look at it. About 6 months ago, when we were traveling through Albuquerque, New Mexico, the radio kind of froze up on us and was in a single mode where you really couldn't do anything with it. You were stuck with the radio station that you had. And it took about 30 minutes and I figured out that there was some kind of downloading process going on with the radio. And then once that was over, the radio worked perfectly fine after that. Well, here she is, folks. 2019 Mustang Bullitt. Flawless paint job, protected by 3M paint protection. Just the first 7-8 inches of the car, since that's the area that was hit most on the 2012 Mustang convertible I own. Notice the red Brembo brakes, and these brakes are awesome. If the passenger of the car doesn't have their seatbelt on, they're going to go through the windshield if you slam on these things. Anyway, the paint job is flawless, although I've had a couple of boo-boos after over 2 years of ownership with it, and I'll discuss those in the next chapter. The panel gaps are perfect on this car all the way around, and the doors open and close unbelievably easy. They're almost like spring-loaded, so when you pull on the handle, they just kind of spring to life there. Anyway, this is the 2000 Mustang Bullitt. This here is the reason why you would want to buy a Mustang Bullitt. This is the third generation Coyote motor, displacing 307 cubic inches. It produces 480 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 420 pounds of torque at 4,600 RPMs, and that's a dirty air filter. Anyway, I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. This engine is different than the Mustang GT in 3 ways. It borrows 3 elements from the GT 350 Voodoo engine. It has the high flow intake manifold. It has the 87 millimeter throttle body and also has the open air filter element. Now this engine really comes alive after 4,000 RPM in sound and performance. And this engine willingly pulls all the way up to 7,000 RPM. and in a lot of ways it reminds me of the Chevy Camaro Z28 from 1969. Now, if you move to the inside of the car, you can set your shift points on your tachometer at any point you would like, and it has an audible sound to it when you hit that point. And I have mine set at 6,000 RPM, which is the halfway point for maximum horsepower and torque. One of the things that makes the Mustang Bullitt unique is its electronic digital dash, and it's controlled mostly by the toggle switches located in the central console. If you hit the outermost toggle switch, it controls which mode of driving that you will be in. The first switch is usually in the normal mode. Hit the switch twice, it'll switch you to the sport mode. Hit it 2 times again, it'll put you in the track mode. Hit it again 2 times up, and then you go into the drag mode, which will bring up line walk if you hit that OK button. And then 2 times up again will put you into the snow wet mode for bad weather. Now the next toggle switch over is going to put you into the steering wheel effort mode. Usually drive around the normal mode, hit it 2 times up will put you into the sports steering mode, which tightens it up a little bit if you actually take the car to a track. And then the next 2 clicks up will get you into the comfort mode, which will allow you to turn the steering wheel with 1 finger. The next toggle switch over will control whether you have traction control on or off. And then the next button over will control whether you have your emergency hazard lights on or not. Moving on to the interior of the car, you'll see that the original stickers from the factory and the dealership are still located on the inner door seal. If you look at the leather interior, you'll notice green stitching that is unique to the Mustang Bullitt. Now moving to the center console, right in front of the cue ball shifter are the 4 toggle switches I was talking to you earlier about as far as putting the car in different driving modes. And moving through the rest of the car here, you'll see that it is mostly leather on the inside. The style and the presentation fit the car very well. Moving to the car trunk, you'll notice it's actually a pretty good size car trunk for the size of the car, especially when you put the back seat down. That's very easy to do, and it'll accommodate 2 very large suitcases plus more when you go on a long trip. And on the left-hand side, I have an emergency bag, and on the right-hand side, you'll notice the very large B&O subwoofer. Does a very good job of playing the low-pitch sound frequencies of what you'd expect in a quality subwoofer. Under the trunk lid, you'll notice that they just have an emergency inflation kit that comes standard with the car. But if you wanted to, you could also put a full-size spare tire in here. Other than that, it's a good place for storing some cleaning supplies when you're on a road trip and need to wash your car. as I mentioned earlier, this car came with a car cover that's unique for the Mustang Bullitt. It's a light green, grayish color, so if you ever see one, you'll know what you're looking at. Anyway, that's the Mustang Bullitt cover, and it has its own bag for storage. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do. And I'll be looking for any kind of comments or criticisms that you might have. Have a good day. Bye. The next episode will be titled, Coach, I Got a Boo-Boo.